Vargas family in the corner of Junior tonight. Southpaw versus Southpaw. You don't get to see this very often in the sport of boxing.
Is there anything different, or is it just basically a righty versus a righty? Or it does something change when it's Southpaw?
Yeah, because left-handers don't see a lot of left-handers, so I think it's awkward for both of them. Walsh made his pro debut in 2021 at just 20 years of age. Coming up on his 4-year anniversary of that debut. Feeling out where we were talking about.
Right. High
We
stakes.
did not get to see in the last fight.
High stakes, and this is much more normal for a first round than some of the first rounds we've had tonight. The higher the stakes, the more cautious fighters tend to be early.
It's not that these fighters are not throwing punches, they're just measured.
Because they're trying to take the measure of their men before they start really throwing like they mean it.
Nice stick to the body as Vargas Jr. lands. Walsh realizing some success downstairs as well. It's a lot different to see a guy on tape, to watch his YouTube videos, and then ultimately be in there. You can get to a point in your knowledge of your opponent, but you have to be in there to get the full experience. And that's what both fighters are doing right now. They're taking that down low.
Vargas threw a probing jab to the body, and you can see Callum Walsh is ready to pounce, and Vargas got out of there. He didn't want that right hook.
Walsh had Vargas against the ropes, but because he wanted to load up and he telegraphed it, he allowed Vargas to sneak out the side door. Good connection with the left hand to the body by Callum Walsh. Boxing fans absolutely elated that this fight is happening right now. Biggest challenge of both of these fighters' careers by a significant margin. Reading the body language, one fighter, and Vargas wants to box and be smart, and Walsh wants to land shots and get Vargas into the
seconds.
Yet to be able to do that. Walsh committed to that body early.
Walsh in the last several moments has made the ring a little smaller than he did early.
Walsh working off of that lead jab here early round 2. But that's what he has to do, what you just saw right there, those three jabs. If he wants to get inside, like you could sense his body language telling us he wants to, it's probably best to use a jab. It's a lot safer and it'll get you there a lot quicker.
See, Vargas, I think, is fighting the right kind of fight. But this is what I mean by muscle memory. The hook to the body, Dre?
Right hook.
Yep. This is what I mean by muscle memory. It feels to me like Vargas has to do more thinking and put more effort into everything, and Walsh can kind of more easily just let the muscle memory take over.
Yeah. That's the late start for Vargas. Walsh, as we mentioned, 18 years in the game, started at 6.
See, that last combination came out so fluidly from Walsh.
Doesn't mean that the guy with more experience is going to win. It just means that things are easier for him. Vargas Jr. realizing effectiveness to the body there under 2 minutes to go round 2.
I credit Vargas for recognizing that. Hey, this guy might be a little more automatic than me. I have to be careful.
And fighters have to learn to jab while they're thinking. They have to learn to jab while they're processing and collecting data. And while they're trying to set punches up, don't pose and just look at one another. Stick the jab up and down, different speeds and cadences so you can get into a rhythm and land the shots you want to land.
That's what I mean, smart by Vargas, right? He sets up his shot, he uses his athletic ability and speed to land it, and he gets out.
Good body work there by Walsh.
Vargas acknowledged it.
When Vargas Jr. finds the angle, he doesn't miss a whole lot. It's just about finding those openings and those patterns. Coming up on a minute to go here, round 2. Good job defensively by Vargas. And Junior certainly acknowledged some of the challenges growing up in his father's shadow. Senior wouldn't acknowledge
Now it's the twitchiness that you try to get him to do.
I think it's the eye test to me, but he's already done something with Walsh, guys. He's broken his forward momentum. Walsh is standing straight up and down and kind of giving ground at times. And then kind of bursting forward, but not simply trying to find Vargas anymore.
Skipper Kelp, what are you saying?
Walsh jumps in and out in spurts. Vargas needs to be more steady and throw jabs and be steady line. Don't let the burst get the best of him.
Good left hand from Vargas.
10 seconds.
And good right hook to the body from Walsh.
Side.
We're seeing some things. Walsh to the body. Nice way to begin round 3 for him.
Walsh looks to have come out with a little bit of a different attitude in this third round, Andre.
Yeah, if he can keep those body shots coming periodically, they're going to pay off for him.
I don't like the way Vargas just almost stood up to meet that right hook.
And I don't like the way Vargas is giving up that same two-punch combination to the body. He's not answering like he did right there. I think more times than not, Vargas has to send that silent but not so silent message that I'm not taking that tonight.
I gotta say, guys, I am impressed with what I've seen from Vargas so far, especially given the stage and the disparity in terms of amateur experience, which usually tells on this level.
He's not out of his league. That's how Coach Vargas should answer that body shot.
And then don't stay for the receipt.
Nice connection to the body by Walsh, who did believe overwhelmingly that he had the stronger schedule coming into this matchup.
And Walsh told me, he said, I said, do you think Vargas is in over his head? He said, I do. I said, do you think he really is who he says he is? He said, I don't. Right? But that hasn't been proven true thus far.
And now the question becomes for Vargas, class tells over time. The longer the fight goes, the more experience and level separate. So can he keep this level of intensity up? And if Callum makes adjustments, can he then adjust to the adjustments?
Unofficially twice as much output out of Callum Walsh here in the early going. A lot of that has been an investment in the body.
Yeah, even sometimes when Vargas is pulling away, Callum's not going to the head, he's going to the body.
Walsh completely entrusts his game plan to Freddie Roach. Vargas Jr. to the body.
And there Walsh had the right idea. The more experienced fighter, let's exchange. Or he figures his shots will get there a little straighter and more automatically.
Yeah, it's interesting seeing the Vargas boys because I think thus far they still have a ways to go, but they've carried that Vargas name well, and you can allow the pressure and the expectation of being a Vargas crush you, or you can allow it to spur you forward and push you because you know you have that pedigree and you use it to excite you because I'm going to show my father that I can do this. Right?
No one has been able to really impose their will on the other so far. They're both doing some good things.
Side.
Julio Cesar Chavez. I mean, he gets shown on camera, Max Kellerman sort of goes back in his...
Can I tell you something? The elevator door opened at the hotel last night, and there was Julio Cesar Chavez. I've been in this game a long time. But some guys, it's like,
Yeah. You should see how the UFC athletes react around him.
Chavez is one of the greatest fighters ever lived.
So Freddie Roach, with a firm directive, he said to Callum Walsh, you can at least be the guy backing Vargas Jr. up. You did see Fernando able to back Callum up a little bit there in round 3.
Walsh has good moments, but they're not sustained. Good shot right there. Overhand right, grazed the chin of Vargas. Took it well.
Left. The left hand, right?
Yeah,
the
sorry.
backhand, right? Because there's southpaw, but that trick was the most dangerous punch of the fight so far in the fight to me.
Ooh, that's a big left hand
Vargas
for
almost
Vargas.
landed a left hand of his own.
No. But I don't like how Vargas picks his chin up in the air a little bit. And if Walsh can kind of clean him up with a hook, that could be bad news.
Short left out of the break lands for Vargas. Wilder Jr. tonight.
Vargas's skill level belies his amateur background. He's fighting like a guy who had an amateur career.
Pedigree.
Yep.
Being in the gym with his brothers, having competition in the gym. That'll expedite the process. Good shot right there. Yep.
I don't see him getting caught with the kind of shots the guys who haven't fought amateur get caught with. Good right hook.
Yeah, Vargas starting to find his range a little bit here in round 4.
Again, Walsh has good moments. He lands good punches. He lands good combinations. He's just not steady and consistent.
I would say it's true of both fighters so far.
I think Vargas has been a lot more consistent than Walsh, but not enough to separate and start dominating the fight.
Responsible guard from Vargas Jr., but that got through for Walsh.
It did. A couple of shots there seemed to bother Vargas. Just when Vargas looked like he was getting comfortable behind the high guard and able to pick Callum Walsh's shots, and another one, the left-hand key, he's finding a home for the backhand, Callum Walsh is.
And you can see confidence being gained by Walsh here.
Right hook to the body from Walsh.
10 seconds. Five.
Dana White along with Nick Khan, who I believe may have the formula, that's what we're all doing here, to usher in a golden age of boxing.
A lot of traction already established tonight. Figures to take it to the next level, and it was very interesting for a lot of fans to see how these two athletes would handle this platform, this type of opposition. So far, pretty good.
So far, so good.
And as Walsh's headline shows at famous arenas, Vargas has not done that, so Walsh should be more comfortable here.
But this is when living with the pressure of a Vargas name
Yep.
serves you well.
It's not like he doesn't know about big-time boxing.
Or pressure.
Good left hand, or so it appeared, by Vargas Jr. We go on to 2 minutes here, round 5. Waiting in the wings, Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. Right on the belt line for Vargas. Starting to see a little bit more in combination from Vargas.
Mistake there from Vargas. Sat right in front of his opponent, opened up, Walsh saw him, and beat him to the punch with a 2-piece. And Vargas took away.
I mentioned class tells over time. Dre, have you seen anything separating them?
No.
Vargas has to really be fighting with tremendous intensity, given the difference in experience for that to be the case. Can he keep it up for another 5+ rounds?
Got a lot of fight left.
Good job with the lead hand there by Vargas. Oh, nice sequence from Walsh now.
Keep those punches up, Fernando. Keep them up. For the guy who can apply pressure, and Callum Walsh can, at this point in the fight, or pretty soon, it needs to start feeling like the avalanche is coming. Like, no matter what the other guy does, he just won't stop. There's more, you know, it's like a leaky boat. Every time you plug one hole, another pops up. But that's not what's happening right now. Let's go.
10 seconds. 9.
In one of the biggest boxing matchups in recent memory. Now, though, co-main event continues here with round 6. Callum Walsh, Fernando Vargas Jr.
The biggest boxing matchup since Mayweather-Pacquiao. And it will be seen tonight, very likely, by more people than any fight since Muhammad Ali and Leon Spinks rematch 47 years ago because of the platform. Boxing's been siloed on pay-per-view for so long.
Right. Oh, a good body shot by Vargas Jr. Now he goes up top.
He's following his father's instructions. His father's nervous, doesn't know if he'll get a decision, thinks he needs to step it up, and he's stepping it up. And there is risk in doing so.
When we listen in between rounds and you hear Fernando Vargas Sr., both father and trainer talking, you can hear both. You hear trainer, but you also hear the concern of a father.
Yeah, that's a good point, Trey. Under 2 minutes here, round 6, as Vargas Jr. changes his level and grazes the body of Walsh.
I think Vargas is letting Callum Walsh get a little too comfortable going forehead to forehead there and kind of picking his shots.
I think both corners should be calling for some separation, and they should give them 1 or 2 things that they can do to create that separation, because right now they're evenly matched and they're going punch for punch. I think one instruction should be, when you land, don't give it back. Don't allow Vargas, or in the case of Vargas, allow Walsh to just step in and land the shot that the referees now don't know who to give that exchange to. I get mine, you don't get yours. Greedy on offense, stingy on defense.
Numbers suggest a far more efficient round here for Vargas Jr. Walsh in the center of the ring.
But then sometimes, because guys aren't evenly matched, you can't create separation. It's just like that, and we've seen a lot of fights like that tonight where we're calling for separation, even the corners are calling for separation, but the fighters just can't do it.
And both fighters mentioned their nationalities and the kind of pride in Irish boxing and Mexican boxing, right? Mexican-American in this case, but their ethnic backgrounds and the kind of temperament that they both have. They're not those kind of, hey, I'm going to get mine and step off type of fighters.
Son seconds.
More defensive responsibility here than maybe we saw in our last matchup. Final seconds of round 6. Good connection by Walsh.
Oh, big left hand from Walsh.
5.
Round 7, and that means this is the first time Fernando Vargas Jr. will have fought into a 7th round as a pro. Seems to have plenty left in the tank. Callum Walsh in the orange. Vargas Jr. wearing the green, white, and red.
Does it appear to you, Dre, that each guy is fighting as well as they can at this stage in their career?
I wonder, which is why I keep calling for separation, but I'm not sure if they can.
It looks to me so far that they've kind of fought each other to a standstill. We're standing still for that.
That's a good left hand now from Vargas.
Both have the same idea. Trying to end the fight on one shot.
Vargas Jr. loaded up there, unable to connect.
I'm always led to believe there's another way. You may not even have the skill set to do 4 or 5 different things to change the course of the fight, but your will is always present. That's a decision you make. And I think both fighters can press more if they wanted to.
But each one, there's a price to pay for pressing more. They're thus far evenly matched.
But then you gotta ask yourself, how do I want to feel Sunday morning when I wake up? And all of a sudden that price isn't as expensive as you might think.
By the way, guys, all fight card. How many times have you said that tonight?
Of course.
How evenly matched the fights are.
Those are the small separators in moments like this that you gotta have with yourself. Corner can't give it to you. You gotta have that between the ears. How do I want to feel when I wake up Sunday morning and realize what happened Saturday night? I want to be okay with that.
Walsh has been the busier man tonight. He has landed 27% though of his 434 punch attempts.
Boxing fans going to get used to this, not knowing who wins the fight going in.
Yeah.
And tonight, not sure who won the fight going out. Let's see what happens in the main event, because it's already getting to be butterflies time.
I'm telling you. I think for a lot of these fans around the world as well, as we come down the stretch of round 7 here in the co-main event.
Body shot from Walsh.
And that set up the stuff upstairs. Left hand to the body from Walsh.
Been a good fight. Both fighters have done good things in this fight. Yeah. The skill set is evident. The heart is evident. They have enough pop. It's respectable. And it's still very early for both guys. 17 fights for Fernando Vargas and 14
second.
Yeah, Walsh told us Vargas could have milked that family name a little bit longer before fighting him. But Junior pretty competitive tonight. Through 7, we got 2 rounds to go.
Time.
Right, here we go, round 8. Seems as though Freddie Roach feels like he can get a little bit more in terms of the forward motion and activity from Callum Walsh. As we showed you, Skipper Cup's unofficial scorecard. Just getting more consistently in combination from Callum Walsh. 46% of his punches tonight have been thrown in combination. 24% for Vargas.
Those 2 shots that Vargas just landed, it's just lazy posturing from Walsh. Why did you allow him to land that little uppercut with you leaning over your feet with no response from you? Why are you letting him get off with 2 and 3 shots and you're just accepting that, you're allowing that? He has to learn that that's not okay, because as the competition gets stiffer, it's going to be a bigger price to pay for being lackadaisical like that.
I mean, the competition's pretty stiff tonight, you know?
But if he wins and goes on, it's going to get stiffer. And the shots that are grazing and just missing may land and change the course of your life and put your career on a different path.
You know, he isn't with a guy just about as athletic as they come. Like, Vargas is a very, very good athlete. Very athletic fighter.
Couple nice body shots by Vargas. Good connection with the right hand by Walsh.
Vargas is not just athletic, he's tough.
Yep. And that combination of athletic ability and toughness can compensate for a lot of the inexperience. And is compensating for it.
Again, oftentimes having that last name can work for you. It'll give you that complex and that disdain about you, like, I'm not who you think I am. I'm not just my father's son.
Good shot to the body by Walsh. And a nice combination by Callum as well.
Skipper had a 5-3 Walsh. That means if the judges see it 1 round different, it's a draw fight at the moment. Someone's got to take command. Sorry, 5-2 heading into this round. So it could be 6-2.
I think it's a close round.
Seems as though at least the latter half of the 8th round, Walsh is starting to take control. Oh, good shot by Walsh, partially blocked by Vargas.
Second.
Strong final minute of round 8 for the Irishman.
Time.
Senior and Emiliano Vargas, and of course George Capetillo. Now we see if the people can respond in kind and bring that offense to the bigger man, Callum Walsh.
But it also shows you, I mean, Walsh came in as the favorite, and I've been very impressed with how Vargas has fought so far. But it also shows you who's very likely winning the fight. Skipper has him up here unofficially, and in the corner, Freddie Roach has come, and Fernando Vargas Sr. is telling him, we got to get this done now.
hand partially lands for Vargas Jr.
Do you think that's one reason, Andre, that Walsh hasn't done some of the things that you've suggested because he feels very comfortable and feels he is in control of the fight?
It's possible. I just don't think it's likely. I think the more likely reason is just these are bad habits for him. And maybe he thought he had a gear that he hasn't shown tonight. And I do believe that Vargas is a lot better and a lot tougher than he bargained for.
Certainly than he anticipated when he spoke to us.
And you can see the frustration on his face going back to the corner in certain rounds, like, he's still here? And that's the danger of believing the narrative about a guy without you ever facing him. You have to believe that he's better than what people are saying about him. That's what gets you up early and keeps you late and brings you into the fight with the right frame of mind. It's a tough place to find out you were wrong about a guy, that guy being your opponent.
But Walsh is fighting a calm fight that suggests he does feel in control.
He has been the far more active boxer here in round 9. A lot of the shots have been blocked by Junior, but that's the direction in which Fernando needs to be moving forward. Skipper Kelp, talk to us.
This is a very competitive fight. The rounds are really close. Walsh is just doing a little bit more, but Vargas is in it to win it.
Body shot a little bit low for Vargas Jr. Under a minute now to go, round 9.
So what that tells me, Skipper just said, is the reason Fernando Vargas Sr. is imploring his son the way he is not simply because he thinks he's losing the fight, but because he thinks the fight is there to be won.
Well, it's both. Neither fighter can rest on anything they've done in this fight, especially in Las Vegas. You know how decisions go here. You can't assume that you're ahead. You should be fighting with an urgency. So if Callum Walsh is not, and he loses, lesson up.
10 seconds.
Nice connection with the lead hand by Walsh late in the round. Good jab by Vargas.
5.
He's wrapped, which can only mean one thing. He is going to make that famed walk to the ring here soon, but now we get to our 10th and final round in the co-main event. Callum Walsh, Fernando Vargas Jr., Skipper Kelp has it 88-83 for Vargas.
And now both guys are picking up the pace.
Well, to back up your point at the end of round 9, Walsh unofficially has thrown 300 more punches through 9 rounds, for whatever that is worth. And he lands a nice left hand there.
As Andre's been saying, he's just sometimes Vargas sits there and doesn't jab and doesn't stay busy. And then Walsh, just by throwing some more punches, keeps Vargas' hands at home. And I also wonder, given where they are in their careers, given the stage, etc., how much they saved for this 10th round.
Left hand is there. Out of that clinch for Vargas Jr. Jr. still just 28. And that's the forward motion the corner's looking for. Good jab by Vargas. Combination from Walsh, a lot of those shots blocked. Vargas Jr. showing off the hand speed to the body.
Vargas really wants to believe in his power. It suggests to me they think he needs something dramatic here.
So the boxing discourse next week, regardless of winner, is going to be, did these men take advantage of the opportunity? Does their stock go up based upon what we saw tonight?
So far we've seen tonight, I think the talk is going to be, did you see that in Billy Lester Martinez fight?
Good way to sidestep my question, champ. Under a minute to decide it.
Or the Adam Broach.
Yeah, those were incredible fights. This fight is a learning experience fight for two pretty evenly matched fighters. If anything, it looks like Vargas maybe fought a little bit over his head based on expectations in terms of discipline against a more experienced guy. And Callum Walsh may want to fight with a little more intensity in the future against a fighter against whom he is favored.
I agree with that.
And I think Callum might agree with that as well, but he is opening up here late, landed an uppercut that caused some bleeding out of Vargas Jr.'s mouth a moment ago. Good right hand from Walsh.
Got a really good 10th round.
Jamie Crescent.
10 seconds.
Round of the fight.
Time, such a scorecard time.
Pageantry.
Tiggly
Ladies and
Michael.
gentlemen, we go to the scorecards. Eric Chicks scores it 99-91. Same score from David Sullivan, 99-91. And Don Troll scores it 100-90. All three by unanimous decision. Still undefeated from Cork, Ireland.
Oh,